Hi, welcome to yoga. This is Lindsay McDougall. We are going to get started on our mats. Make sure you have a block and a strap and a blanket just in case we incorporate these. I'm wearing my cherry blossom shirt because it's cherry blossom season in DC and I'm looking forward to this practice. So let's start in child's pose with knees wide. Seat to heels, resting the forehead on a block or the ground. Bringing your forearms to the floor and beginning to breathe here, taking nice long inhales, lengthening the low back, and exhales, pressing the hips down, rolling the biceps towards the ceiling, and bring that into the sides of the body. So getting into our breath, getting into this connection to our breath with movement. As we settle our minds and forget about anything that happened in the day, just focus on what our goals are, what inspires us, our future, seeing ourselves having the energy and the inspiration and the focus to get after what it is we want. So we're in the spring season. There's a lot of that, checking in with movement, forward thinking, as the trees grow back to life and the tiny things that are vulnerable find their footing. So engaging with that energy in you, bringing that breath down into the lower abdomen, into Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, the bandhas of the pelvic floor and the navel center. And begin embodying yourself within this breath. Centering in, I want you to take on your next exhale, count for 4 breaths, starting in 1, 2, 3, 4, and inhaling for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and exhaling for 4. Engaging Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, and then inhaling for 4. Can you get your head even lower or even your chest to the ground in this posture? Last one, inhale for 4. And exhale for 4. Keep hips wide, shoulders wide. Inhale, come up. Bring the knees together, elbows back. Let's open up the right arm and bring it in a big circle to the ground again. Opening up the left arm and the right, sweeping with the breath. Hips are level. And left hand. We'll begin to inhale, coming into cat-cow. Reach the chest forward, hips up. In our cow, exhale, pull the belly in. Stretch like a Halloween cat. Maybe even leaning back to your hips a bit. Inhale, reach and lift. Elbows back. Really extend the heart from the center of the body. Exhaling. Let's lift the left arm up and come into a twist, threading the needle, bringing the left shoulder to the top of the mat. And the right hand can be on the floor to help open the chest, or if you'd like to take it around the body to the left hip, reaching. If that serves you, you can even lift up the right leg. So right leg straight and the hands around the back. So options here. Find that twist from the navel center. Get nice and spacious between the top of the shoulder and the ear. And exhale. Press with the right arm back as you lift the left. Unfurl your twist and exhale. Tabletop. Let's try this on the left side. Bringing the right arm up. Exhale. Threading the needle, bringing the top of the right shoulder down. Reaching the neck away from the ears. Find that spaciousness. And then open up the chest using the left arm. If you want to take that bind, that grab, feel free. And you can even extend the left leg as you do. And I'm even twisting my palm to the ground, pinky side to the front of the mat, to even get that extra twist and placement of the top of my shoulder on the mat. Inhaling, open up the arm. Let's come to tabletop and bring our hands, palms, fingertips towards the knees so that the wrists are facing the front of the mat. Untuck the toes and then exhale, press back. Opening up the forearms. Opening up the center of the palm. And pressing through all 4 knuckles, all 5 knuckles. Tops of the shoulders are down and back. Hips and waist are moving back. Good. Last breath. Lean further back, find that nice open stretch. So we spend a lot of time using our hands. Let's give them a nice stretch. And then flip the tops of the hands this time. Come back to tabletop. And then exhale, lean back. So you're finding the front of the wrist stretch. And try and press evenly. So it's really interesting, maybe mildly frustrating, but curious nonetheless that our arms weigh differently and the pressure that we feel is different based on the differences in our body from left to right. And this is one of the reasons why I came to yoga, was to find this balance and how amazing it is, as I'm sure you guys have found too. So playing around with that, my left hand's a little bit lighter, so I'm going to press my left hand in. Just send that prana out. Send the prana to the limbs, becoming even, coming back. Let's make our way to down dog. Gently externally rotating the hands, placing the palms, 4 fingers parallel. Lifting the hips as you roll over the balls of the feet. And drop the head. And as you drop the head, roll the biceps towards the ceiling. Those are your Popeye biceps. Tops of the shoulders are moving back, outer shoulders moving down, shoulder blades moving up the back. And then shake your head yes and no. Roll your head around a little bit, pressing into the heels. Good. Exhale, come into plank. Look forward, chest forward. Pull the abdomen in, tailbone to heels. Squeeze the quads. Elbows back. Lengthen, look forward, look where you're going, know your goals. Believe in yourself. See the power. And then let's exhale, come down to chaturanga. Inhale, reach the heart forward, elbows back, squeeze the thighs again to come off the kneecaps. This can be high cobra, or if you have the energy to come into full upward dog, also an option. Exhale, let's come back to downward facing dog. And then we'll come into our vinyasa flow series with the down dog, using our knees like we did the last time, coming into bear and back into down dog. So try and find that flow state in your breath. As you inhale, lower the knees, come forward, hover the knees. So this is bear stance. And then exhale, press the hips away, slither the chest through the legs as if it were possible, and reach the tailbone back, drop the head. Inhale, come forward, bend the knees. Exhale. Moving with the breath, whether you're on the inhale or the exhale. Lowering the knees as you come forward. It's like tabletop with the knees covered, and then using this to get into our spine a bit. So curving the back, coming into a little bit of a plank, bending the knees, pressing the hips back. Engaging a wider range of motion. Get that shoulder motility, that hip mobility. Looking forward, dropping the head in down dog. Good. Take the last one here. Meeting back in down dog. Widen the feet and bring the left hand to the outside of the right heel. Or to the right shin. Drop the head. Twist the body looking up under the right armpit. Hips are square. Waist is twisted. Sink the heels. Last breath. Exhale. Back to down dog. Center yourself. Inhale, reach the right hand diagonally across, grabbing that left shin, calf, heel, and you can move your feet if you need to make that grab. Dropping the head, twisting the torso, but keeping that left arm pretty sturdy as if we were in down dog the whole time. We're just dropping this right side of the body. Let's try that again. Left hand back, reach, press back, feel those gastrocs, those calf muscles stretching. Switch side. Taking a nice stretch, nice warm up. Good, listening to our body, right leg back. Sweep that right leg forward. A lot of us got the vaccine. Look forward, low lunge. Exhale, left to meet right. And we just need to clasp the hands, reach the hands up and over the back. We just need to check in and really make sure, how are we feeling today? You know, our immune system. Inhale, bend the hips back, coming all the way up. Reach, and exhale back. So coming standing, whether it's the vaccine, whether it's something we're battling in our health, when we come to our mat, we use our energy to help our body have the capacity to overcome whatever our defenses are up against. Stress, all of that. And so we need to sometimes listen within a longer movement or a faster movement. We need to slow ourselves inside to understand how we need to move and where our body really is at this very moment right now. So hands to heart center, tucking the tail, lifting the chest, back of the neck long. Let's come into an A series. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale halfway, strong legs. Exhale, place the hands, jump or hop back, or step back to plank. Exhale, lower down, knees, chest, chin. Inhale, reach the chest forward, upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back. Sweep it forward to the right wrist. Heels back. Separate lanes for the feet. Let's sweep the arms up as we bend the right leg. And this is going to work that left inner thigh, the sartorius, the hip. Left leg, outer hip is moving down. Outer heel is heavy. Can you puff out that waist, pulling the low ribs in as you get longer through the neck and head, which may mean you have to curve your elbows more towards the front to lower those shoulders again. Good. Let's take hands to behind our back in a clasp and roll the shoulders up and over the head, coming into a surrendered warrior here, keeping the legs the same, but also pulling that right hip in towards the center, left back heel, descending the crown of the head, rolling the shoulders. And inhale, going all the way back to warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Drop the right hip, lift the chest. Let's come into a side angle, reaching the right arm forward, just like in triangle with the right leg's bent. And then lowering that arm to the floor, or if you want to grab the ankle, lift the left and look up at the left hand. Squeeze the glutes. The stronger the legs and the glutes, the better the low back will feel. And exhale, let's take a vinyasa. Drop the left hand, plank pose. Exhale, lower down, look forward. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg long. Sweep it forward to the left wrist, right heel down. Warrior one on the left side. You can take a clasp to the hands or just have the palms facing each other. So remember, just like on the left, on the right side, we're going to engage our legs first. Knee towards second, third toe. Left hip is down. And then the right outer hip is engaged. That right glute is engaged. That right outer heel is heavy. And then can you breathe into that middle space, into this waist area? Kind of right above the kidneys, level with the navel, and up. And bring that up into the crown. It's making our back straighter, and then drop the shoulders. Thrilling, exciting. Life. Inhale, open up the second warrior. Repeat, getting that energy up through the heels, up through the legs. Right outer hip, the right groin. And then let's lean forward, keeping the arms extended. Wrapping that left hip down and back, reaching from the abs, from the obliques, from the underneath the shoulder, and then placing that left hand on the ground or on a block or grabbing the ankle, and then open up to our side angle here. So remember, squeeze the glutes. That keeps the low back safe. Get into those legs, and then twist, open the heart. Can you bring the front of the left shoulder forward and get longer in the left side body? Exhale, drop the right hand. Low lunge, back to plank. Come forward, look forward, lower down slowly. Inhale, elbows back, navel to thumbs. Exhale, down dog. Find your down dog for 2 breaths here. Reaching from the heels, pulling the abdomen in towards the low back. Wrapping the outer shoulders even further down to get more length through the inner body. Imagine the arms are an extension of the spine. And exhale, look up, and the knees hop, step, or take a jump to the top of the mat. Inhale halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, open up the arms, coming all the way up. Squeeze at the top, little back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center. Okay. Let's come into chair pose. Sitting back into our heels. Reaching the chest forward, arms by our ears. You can also do cactus arms. Let's try that. Bringing the elbows to the side, squeeze the thighs. And imagine, again, we're doing that lift to the back of the waist, pulling in the low ribs, engaging the abdomen. So back waist is long, lengthening out. And then let's exhale, hands to heart center, fold. Inhale, place the hands, look forward, prepare. Exhale, bend the knees, hop or step back to our plank. If you're hopping, your elbows are bent. Lowering down. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg back. Sweep it forward, right wrist. Come into warrior 2 here. Find your nice warrior 2, pulling up through the energy in the feet. Left inner thigh is internally rotating. Right leg is externally rotating. We're getting a little deeper. Let's come to our side angle again, reaching the right arm forward, and then taking a grab or bringing that arm to the block. And then for those of you who want to try the bind, let's bring that left hand bent elbow behind the waist, sinking in deeper into our feet. And then the right hand, you're going to place that hand behind the heel and then karate chop up so that the back of the hand meets the left fingers. Grab those left fingers, grab that left wrist, and then extend the neck and head, tucking into Jalandhar Bandha, our bandha in the throat center, throat chakra. It's going to help to lengthen the whole spine. Those of you who want to extend the right leg, coming into triangle bound here, we'll take 2 more breaths. And exhale. Bend that right knee again if you were in the triangle and come into your vinyasa. Notice the differences between the sides, opening up the chest. Exhale, down dog. Pedal out your dog. Inhale, left leg lengthens. Exhale, sweep it to the left wrist. Right heel down, warrior 2 on the left. So reach the hip joints apart, like the front, the ASIS, anterior superior iliac spine, I think, on the front is moving out to the side, so you're creating that nice wideness through the front body. And then internal rotation of the back leg, external rotation of the front leg. Get a little deeper. And then again, we'll lean forward, reaching with the left arm, pulling into the glutes, keeping that low back safe. And then this will be our side angle. Maybe we bring the arm by the ear this time, or we are a little lower this time, or more flexible this time. Those who want to take the bind, right hand's going to come behind the waist, fingertips down. Left hand is going to karate chop up. So forearm underneath the hamstring here, and then it's going to grab those right fingertips or wrists or whatever you can grab. So lengthen, Jalandhar Bandha, Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. Reach and lengthen, and then we're going to turn the chest even more to the ceiling. And then we're going to lengthen the left leg if you want. Last 2 breaths. So you can come into this twisted, bound triangle. And exhale, bend the left knee, and make your way to your vinyasa. So anytime I say make your way to vinyasa, that means your vinyasa. So if you need to do knees, chest, chin, if you want to do an extra push-up coming up, it's all up to you. Or stay in cobra, stay in up dog, whatever feels good. Good, now let's drop the knees, sit back on the heels, and take a blanket, if you have one. We'll put it the long way on our mat, and place the shins on the mat and tuck the toes under. And let's place the hands on our imaginary jeans pockets, and then bringing those elbows in parallel. And lift the chest, reach the back of the head, and then squeeze the glutes. Strong, strong, strong. Quads here. Glutes and quads, hamstrings, all strong. And then reaching the neck back, you can come into your back bend here with the hands in your pockets, or if you are flexible and you want to reach down to your heels, lift the chest. And again, find this length from the armpits down the side body, but all the while we're keeping our neck safe with the chin tucked in Jalandhara, so that straw-like effect with Ujjayi breath can happen. And then exhale, come up, sit back on your heels. So the Ujjayi breath is the designation of our neck when it's open for rhythmic breathing, for chronic breathing, where we can siphon the air in a way that feeds our asana practice with the tip of our tongue behind the upper teeth, and then the back of our neck, when we tuck our chin, is going to have that spaciousness, and it's going to feel spacious all the way down to the collarbones, to the center of the sternum, and that's essentially where we want to be extending from our heart, okay? Let's try this again. Inhale, hands behind the hips, elbows in. Notice what that does to the chest, to our posture. Squeeze the glutes, strong legs. Exhale, Jalandhara Bandha, reach from the heart, back of the head long, coming down and maybe grabbing one heel and then the other, and from there pressing the hips forward, reaching the chest back. So you'll feel the center of the back of the spine behind the heart is engaged. The chest is expanding. The back of the head is reaching. And exhale, coming up slowly. Place the hands on the thighs, hips down. Then you can bring your hands to your heart, close your eyes. And just thankful for everything that our body does for us to help us heal and cleanse and restore. Good. Let's take our feet back into tabletop, remove the blanket, and come into down dog, gently. And then exhale, walk the hands back to the feet, grab peace fingers to big toes, and then elbows wide, drop the head, reach down and forward with the use of the legs being engaged. So drawing that energy up, squeezing the quads is going to help to cascade the energy off the head, inner thighs back, elbows wide. Hips up, and then find that sweet spot where your legs are engaged but the breath is soft. Good. Inhale, come to halfway. Bring the left hand in front of the right foot. Open up the right arm. Twist. So this left hip is moving back. We're twisting from the waist. Exhale, switch sides. Right hand in front of left foot. Open up the left arm. Twist. And then exhale, walk yourself into downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa here. Look forward. We'll all be back in downward facing dog. Okay. Right leg back. Exhale, bring it forward. And come into pyramid stance. So legs are in their own lane, but the back leg slightly toes turned out, kind of at a 45, 60 degree angle. Hands on the hips, let's come up. Tuck the tailbone, lift the chest. Find your center in your legs. And then we're going to take our hands, you can grab opposite elbows, or if you're used to doing reverse namaste, you can also do that. And we'll come forward here. So whatever hand position you have, make sure the palms are touching. Inhale, lengthen, and then squeeze the thighs up as you lengthen the chest outward, coming down, coming lower. So think about the corners of your shoulders. Can you bring those shoulders wider and down the back, keeping the straight spine? So notice I'm only at like a 90-degree angle here from the floor. Use your breath, squeeze your thighs and come a little lower. Linking our breath to the understanding of how we are embodying this posture. What might be going on under the surface is not available to be seen in the gross, in the obvious. As you get to a comfortable place, drop the hands, keeping the right hand on the right hip, or the hand can rest on top of the sacrum. Let's twist to the right. Bringing that left hand in twisting triangle to outside the right foot. If that's not available, you can just keep it on the floor here. And then we'll open up the chest here. Squeeze the back leg, squeeze the front leg. And then reach from the navel center out the arms. Raising the right arm if you wish. And exhale, let's bring this to half moon. So stay the twist as you step up to the right foot, lifting the left behind you. And then opening the chest. So this is our twisted half moon. Can you get lighter on the hands and use the core to lift the abdomen up and away from the legs? And exhale, bring the right hand down. Let's come to triangle. Open the left arm and then step the left foot way back into our triangle. So we can come up a bit and bring that hand to the shin. Front heel is intersecting back arch. And a nice counter twist here. And exhale, take a vinyasa. Let's bring the left leg up. Sweep it forward to the left wrist, and we'll come into pyramid on the left side. So that back heel is back, the toes are pointing off the mat. Hands on the hips, lift the chest. Find your arm position, squeezing glutes, hips forward, chest lifted. So take the opposite elbow if you took the same one from before. And then those of you in reverse namaste should really have more flexibility now to get a little deeper into that. Maybe the pinkies come up the spine a little bit more, more contact with your palm. Okay, then lifting, lengthening, squeezing quads, legs. Exhale, let's come to 90 degrees, pivoting forward. So I notice that when we come forward, our left hip might want to come out a little bit, so you got to squeeze that left hip around towards the right heel. Inner thighs back. And then reach from the heart. Widen the shoulders. Drop those shoulder blades down the back. Imagine you have a teacup resting on the back of your heart or the top of your sacrum, whichever feels most beneficial, or both. And then let's twist this in twisting triangle. So release the grip, but keep the left hand on top of the sacrum or grabbing on the hip there. Right arm comes down to the floor outside the foot or inside. Left arm lifts. So squeezing, I'm noticing outer hips are back, legs are super engaged, and then can we, from our navel center, expand out the arms and the head. Just really embodying our truth, really living in the moment here. Perfect how we are. And let's come into our half moon, lifting the right leg, taking that right arm out a step. It can be 45 degrees from the big toe. Open up. And then can you use that abdomen power to lift the right leg higher and extend the chest away. So it's going to bring some tone and space into that left side body. And exhale, bring that left hand down. Squaring the hips, let's come into triangle. So open the right arm, reach the right leg back, straighten the legs, and place the left hand on your shin as you tuck the left hip under and expand from the chest. Good. And exhale, let's take a vinyasa here. Drop the right hand, look forward. Down facing dog. And drop the knees. Let's come into child's pose here for a moment. Dropping the hips. Okay. And then let's come forward onto tabletop. And place that left foot behind your left wrist. So in a low lunge with the right knee down. I want to do a quad stretch before we get into more back bends. Bring that heel up to the right glute. And then pull with the left hand the heel towards the glute. And this should really fire up the quad. Meaning, fire up meaning release as well. It'll be intense is what I'm trying to say. The left knee can come out to the side, but try and keep the chest lengthened and lifted. Right shoulder is back. Pull that heel in a little more. Just get into there. Maybe even rocking towards the inside of the right leg. Should feel pretty nice. If you want, you can even take your fingertips, the heel of your hand to the top of your toes, and then the fingertips come forward. Good. And exhale, come back to child's pose. Inhale, come forward, right foot steps forward, and then twisting to the right, reach the right arm around to grab the left foot, and then lengthen the chest, twist the torso, maybe the right knee comes out, but make sure the left top of the shoulder is not hunching up too much or twisting forward too much. Keep that left shoulder blade in, top of the shoulder down, and use more of that energy towards the left quad. It's giving that left quad a lot of strength. Length and release and strength. And bring the heel of the hand, maybe even leaning to the inside of the left leg. Pulling again, so you really get a sense of how much our quads do for us. All the energy there. And exhale. Come into your child's pose. Good. So from here, I'm going to end in a little bit more of a yang direction with all this rising spring energy. We're going to take our straps and come standing and just experiment. Since we're so warmed up, we're going to experiment doing a little dancer pose. So with my strap, I'm putting it through the loop to make putting the end through the loop to putting the end through the D-rings to make a loop. Okay, and then just like an airplane seatbelt, that end is going to come up over the first loop and under the second loop to make a little cinch. And then you have a loop. So make this loop about 4 to 6 inches maybe. And we'll come standing in mountain. Left hand on the hip, and bend that right knee and just loop the ball of the foot so that your strap is aligned with the ball of the foot. And then that right hand is going to be palms face up. It's going to grab the loop, palm face up, and come to raise that right elbow. Okay? And then from here, the left hand comes to meet it. And just trust yourself. Start slow. Start easy. Don't think about losing balance just yet. Just enjoy that we just stretched our quads and we're all warmed up. And then walk those hands up when feels comfortable. And as you walk the hands up the strap, not only is that going to be that nice open heart stretch we did in camel, elbows up, but it's also going to start to pull us into this dancer back bend, in which we can hinge forward on the left foot and begin to pull the hands closer in. But at the same time, that right toe, that right foot is going to press in resistance to the loop, and that's going to help to lengthen the back and stretch the back. So you can experiment with this with a bent standing leg, a straight standing leg. Maybe you're still back here with your quad engaged or stretching, and you're just using that loop to have fun and kind of listen. Maybe you're leaning forward and kind of feeling what that feels like. So I think it's good to take advantage, and then we'll switch sides. So if I were workshopping this, I'd do this a whole other round to really get into it. So we'll do that. We'll do some more intensives next time. I don't know why I just unlooped this. So again, we're gonna come back and goes through both loops and doubles over to cinch. So we'll come to the left side now. Mountain pose, right foot is heavy, bend to the left, and just scoop that foot into the strap. And then my left palm is towards the ceiling. And then I'm just gonna bring that strap up over my shoulder like I have a backpack. And then this may be as far as you go as you experiment with balance. You get comfortable with your flexibility. Maybe you raise your arms and walk the hands up the strap and press through the foot. Reach the heart forward, hinge forward, press through the foot. Maybe work the hands up a little closer, maybe come out. Just experiment with what feels good to you. Again, the right foot can be standing, bent. Reach the elbows forward, outer shoulders wrap forward, chest is forward. The standing leg's doing quite a lot here. As you press the foot away and keeping the hips level, you're also strengthening and lengthening. So you guys notice I just kind of came out of that quickly. You know, you can always catch yourself, so you don't need to be afraid of falling. You will just trust your balance, trust your body, and come out slowly. Okay? Good job. We did it. Just like the Light On Yoga book, all of us achieved that silhouette today. So let's move towards the mat here. And bring the hips to the mat and then the heels wide. And then you can have 2 blocks, 1 block, a pillow, whatever you like. And we're going to do more restorative forward fold here with the blocks in the center. And you can stack however feels good to you. And then bringing your hands in between your straddle, just walking the hands out, lowering the elbows, and reaching the chest forward. So more active version of this is the quads are engaged, the chest is coming forward, just like in cobbler pose when we're holding our ankles and our knees are wide. Similar thing. The more yin version is relaxing the whole body, bring that forehead to the block. And just feeling into the energy of the body. Relaxing where you can. This actually feels quite nice to the forehead, which we're always kind of pouring our foresight into projects, into our phones, into people. And from here we can actually withdraw some of that energy and bring some of that into our brain again. into incorporated here. Slowing down the breath. Back of the neck. pelvis is moving back in time. Imagine there's a river that's flowing up and over the pelvis, cascading down the sacrum, just lengthening that low back and sacral area. Take a few more breaths here. End of the exhale, gently walk your hands back, lifting the head. And bring your hands inside the knees, bend the knees to bring the heels in. Remove any props and we'll roll onto our backs. And come into some nice twists here, but first let's bend the knees towards the chest. And rock back and forth. And then you can either take both knees stacked to the left by first raising the hips and plopping them to the right and then pulling those knees in stacked to rock to the left. Or if you want a little more of a funky challenge, you can bring that right knee on top of the left and weave the toes under the left calf. And that can also do some cool things. Both variations, let's lift the chest a bit so that we can place the right shoulder a little more on the ground. You know, keeping the shoulders more square to the ceiling. And looking over that right hand, really letting the gravity and the body just do its thing, observing the breath. On the next inhale, unwind the feet, or if you have the legs stacked, just lift the knees, and then pick the hips up, plop them over to the left, and take the same on the right side. So cross left over right if you were doing the eagle legs, and then gently roll to the right hip with whatever variation you have, and then lift the head a bit so you can adjust the right shoulder to lengthen out so that that left can descend some, looking over towards the left hand. So let gravity take the wheel, living in this world, observing the body, observing how we feel. And last breath, releasing everything out. Gently roll those knees up and take happy baby or give the knees a hug. before we move into our Shavasana. Any last poses that will make this Shavasana feel extra comfy, cozy? If you're feeling your low back at all, you can always put a blanket underneath your knees or kind of squeezed up on the upper hamstring area under the glutes. This can really help to release the sacrum. Once we find ourselves there, let's bring the palms open, tuck the shoulder blades under. Give a nice, good inhale, extending the back of the head, letting the feet just flop to the side and be relaxed, however feels comfortable. And stay in this position for the next 10 to 15 breaths or longer. Especially if you're feeling stressed out or your body's been healing or dealing with some health condition, definitely take some minutes here until you feel restored. And with that, I'll sign off. Blessings, namaste, and see you next time.